Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back yet again to the 1.89 development server, where today we're going to be taking a look at two new Italian main battle tanks. First off, the C1 Ariete, the first tier 7 on the Italian ground forces tree, and secondly the OF-40 Mark II in the colours of the UAE armed forces. So the Ariete, what is this? Well, obviously we already have the Ariete P, the prototype for this MBT, in the tech tree at tier 6. This is slightly improved. I believe the gun is the same. I think the only difference really is the armor is slightly improved, although of course that doesn't mean it's great. As you can see, the T-80U, its best APFSDS shell at 2 kilometers of range, easily goes through anywhere on the front of the Ariete, although the stock shell does have issues with the turret cheeks, so there is at least somewhere there that the crew will be protected. Of course, though, the T-80U is the top Russian tank. It's a 9.7, so you will possibly be facing some tier 6 premiums, such as, for example, the brand new AMX-30 Super. The APFSDS round on that, you will actually stand a decent chance, at least from being hit in the front of the turret. The chassis, though, the upper frontal plate is a composite block. The lower frontal plate, there's no composite there. It's a big weak spot, same as on the Challenger series tanks. There is, of course, the modifications, standard stuff you would see on an MBT, and for camos, not a huge selection. You have desert camo, tricolor camo, and the winter camo, and then the standard sort of dark brown type olive color. Anyway, I'm sure you guys know what color I'm going on about. Anyway, let's go get into a test drive with the Ariete. So, obviously, as you can see from here, you can easily see it does look a lot more beefed up. The prototype looked very smooth, very sort of smoothed off. This one even seems to have rivets or bolts in the turret cheeks, which most modern MBTs don't have. And you can also see on top of the turret there is a large black surface. I believe this is sort of a gripping surface for when people are walking around on top of the turret. Obviously, you don't, if it's raining or something and it's slippery, you don't want to slip over and fall off the tank. So I believe that's what that is. There we go. Shot to the front of a T-64B, wedged straight through the front of the turret. Obviously, it's not the best. This is the DM33 round. Same round that is present currently on the Leopard 2A5 as well. Obviously, not the best round in the game. Previously, it was the round on the M1A1. Currently now it is the round on the Leclerc, on the Leclerc's APFSDS round. So obviously there we go, bing bang boom, ammunition exploded, pretty good stuff. You do then have the selection of, I believe, the DM23 is your stock round, that is an APFSDS. You then have a Heat FS round, I'm not entirely sure what this one is called, and then you have the DM33, which is of course your top APFSDS round. So let's fire at that guy. There we go. Boom. Lower frontal plate went through. Ammunition exploded. Knocked out the crew. Good stuff there. We have another tank in front of us. And boom. There we go. Straight in. Driver, loader, engine, and transmission are out. So now we're just going to move to the side. Maybe pump another one in. We're loading up the Heat FS. This should do a lot of damage. Yep. It did a lot of damage. So that's pretty damn good. Now, generally this tank... I really do like the looks of the Ariete. In fact, I have all the footage for a video on the Ariete, and I was working on it before the dev server happened. If the dev server hadn't happened, I would have had a video on the Ariete out probably this weekend, but instead, I get to look at the new version, the Chad Ariete, the cooler Ariete. So that's what we're taking a look at now, and, you know, it's pretty good. The mobility feels about the same. I would say it's just the armor. It's a very minor difference, incredibly minor difference between the two, but just enough to push it up to tier 7. Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't just add this last update and miss the P area out. I suppose they need a certain amount of vehicles. I suppose they do need a certain amount of vehicles for top tier, for tier 6 to then lead on to tier 7. I don't know, but we have this now, tier 7. There is currently not an Italian anti-aircraft vehicle. I did actually speculate to this being added back in my OF-40 devlog video the other day. And talking of the OF-40, let's get on to this. The OF-40 Mark II MTCA, a variant of the OF-40 upgraded, modernized with an MTCA diesel engine. This, instead of the standard 830 horsepower of the standard OF-40, you now have 1000 horsepower. This is going to buff up your mobility, buff up your top speed. A lot of good stuff's happening there. This was done for the United Arab Emirates Armed Forces, who actually used this vehicle until fairly recently, and it was quite effective. As you can see, spaced armor on the turret. Other than that spaced armor, it is just standard rolled homogeneous armor for the rest of the tank. As you can see, we're going to test it now against a Leopard 1 A1A1 DM23 round. As you can see, armor is not its strong suit. I did say back in my devlog video, yesterday was it, I did say this tank is not an armor tank. This is a mobility and decent firepower tank. Not great firepower, granted. The firepower is not amazing, but it makes do. That is the stock camo. I like the stock camo. Very nice there. You also have a plain desert camo and a few other things. The plain desert camo I do like, although I think I do prefer the bicolor desert camo, the standard camo. And there's also a winter camo and a tricolor forest and a standard green paint scheme. So we have a good amount of selection there. Personally, I would say the stock skin is my favourite. I don't think there's any other paint schemes in the game quite like that one with that sort of colour combination, so I do like that. Let's go into a test drive and test out this thing. So from when I started driving this in the test drive, it was very obvious straight away from... I've not played the OF-40s much, granted, but from what I have experienced with them, going from that to then driving this, it felt a lot more free, a lot more sort of easy to turn. Kind of like going from the Leopard 2K to the Leopard 2A4. The 2A4, much heavier vehicle, doesn't turn that quickly. The 2K though, incredibly light, same amount of power really, so you can really just turn on the, you can just turn as you're moving very rapidly, and it's very good. And also, bye-bye IT1. But yeah, so it turns quite nicely. The mobility is very good. The top speed isn't exactly much more than the standard one, but I would say generally the transmission, the transmission from turning, moving, it's a lot better, which is incredibly useful, especially in some top tier situations where you may need to skid around quickly or get the vehicle to turn. It can be useful in those sort of situations. Right, T64B, let's fire. Side armor. Yeah, side armor at a high angle, pretty damn good. This round, I highly doubt the T64B, it would pen it from the front on the upper frontal plate, maybe lower frontal plate. But, you know, it's not too bad, actually, this tank. I am enjoying this in test drive. I did do a game in it on the test server, on the dev server. I did not record the game, though. I didn't do great. There were people in the clerks around, there were people in M1A1s, so it was a bit tricky. Obviously, you're an 8.7. In the dev server, the matchmaking's a bit iffy. I did have it in a lineup, though, with the Ariete, so I did up-tier it a fair bit, but it's an 8.7, so most of the time you will not be facing, or at least you generally, at a baseline, unless you're up-tiering it, will not be facing top-tier MBTs. You won't be facing Leopard 2A5s if you're in a mixed game. You won't be facing M1A1s. You won't be facing any of that stuff. The things you will face will, for the most part, be manageable. From the side, you can 100% pen all of them from the side. From the front, most of them you'll be able to pen. It does depend, though. And there we go. See, T64A from the front, bang, straight through, and that was that. So, generally, this tank's nice. Much more mobile. And generally I have a fondness for Italian vehicles. I think it started with the G91 and then the Ariete. It's kind of like, in my opinion, it looks kind of like a baby Challenger, even though it's similar size. So I like Italian vehicles, so it's nice to see this. Personally, I will not be getting it. I don't really have a need to get it. But it might be a vehicle that I get on test drive for a few days, just to test it out and sort of let you guys know my honest opinion on how it actually performs on the live server against whole teams of enemy players. Anyway, I'm going to end the video there, so what do you guys think of the Ariete and the OF-40? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider smashing the like button, maybe even subscribe to the channel if you do. That would be massively appreciated. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.